Welcome to Staff Work Explained, a channel that explores events, projects, activities happening all over the globe, but with more focus on Africa. In today's video, we'll be looking at the Tanzania standard gauge railway project, a project that is being implemented in Republic of Tanzania. If you are new to this channel, I invite you to subscribe. Also, watch several videos that we have made on various topics. Like, share, comment, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you are notified. Tanzania SGR project. The government of United Republic of Tanzania through the Tanzania Railway Corporation (DRC) has embarked on a major railway revitalization program in the country through the rehabilitation and the construction of the new railway line links. The intention is to construct an SGR from Dar-es-alaam port to Mwanza through Isaka, covering a distance of 1,218 kilometers. This will then be extended to neighboring countries, the DRC, Rwanda, Burundi, and also perhaps Uganda and Zambia. Why did the government embark on SGR and not any other? This partly follows the African Union and East African Community decisions in 2006. We have an East African master plan that says that all new railway development projects in the continent should be of an SGR specification. SGR line will run alongside the existing meter gauge railway (MGR) along the entire length from Dar-es-Salaam to Mwanza through Isaka. The SGR line will handle higher axle loads, faster speeds, and significantly increase the transportation capacity along the alignment. This will result to reduce cost for cargo, to faster and comfortable rides for passengers. In terms of design, the SGR system is being built adjacent to existing MGR track, and it will be approximately 15 meters away from this track. It is designed to have an axle load of 35 tons and a design speed, that is maximum speed, of 160 kilometers per hour for the passenger trains and 120 kilometers per hour for the freight trains, and it is expected to be an electric track. The rail width is a standard 1,435 millimeters, which is equivalent to 4 feet 8.5 inches. The type of rail is 60 UIC, maximum train length of 2,000 meters with passenger capacity of 1.1 million passengers per year. The horizontal curves of the SGR are designed to account for the relatively high speed of the new train. To prevent pedestrians access into the SGR, the first 20 kilometers of the phase 1 section of the proposed SGR will be fenced. This is mainly because it will be in the urban areas, and the entire length of phase 2 section will be fenced also. Moreover, all installation and marshalling yards will be fenced for security purposes. The alignment of the SGR will deviate, or has deviated significantly from the MGR line to bypass Morogoro town and Dodoma city. These bypasses are required for maneuvering speed and also to avoid major cities and towns for safety reasons. In terms of financing, Tanzania plans to spend $14.2 billion over the next 5 years to build the entire 2,561 kilometers gauge SGR, connecting its main port of Dar-es-Salaam to the landlocked countries or neighbors, which include the Eastern DRC, Zambia, Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi. In 2016 July, China, through the Exim Bank, had agreed to advance Tanzania $7.9 billion for the railway project. However, this offer was rejected and the key contracting firms were blacklisted by the President Magufuli's administration over what was termed as malpractices in the tendering process. To show the commitment in building SGR, in 2019, the government, through its budget, allocated SGR project half of the Tanzania 2.5 trillion shillings that goes to the Ministry of Works. So this huge allocation shows the government was committed to finance this project through the internal funds, especially after rejecting the loan from China because of what it termed as some malpractices and ethical issues. Although the government of Tanzania stated that the project would be financed through internal funds, Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan has stated that her government is unable to finance the huge railway project using domestically generated revenues and is pushing for concessional loans to finance the remaining section of the SGR network. The government of Tanzania, through its Ministry of Finance, signed a facility agreement with Standard Chartered Tanzania for $1.46 billion term loan financing to fund the construction of the SGR project from Dar-es-alaam to Morogoro-Makutupora, which is around 500 kilometers. Standard Chartered Tanzania acted as the global coordinator, book runner, and mandated lead arranger for the facility agreement that this largest foreign currency raised by the Ministry of, and this made this the largest foreign currency financing raised by the Ministry of Finance to date. The biggest component of the financing comes from the Export Credit Agency covered facility from the export credit agencies of Denmark and Sweden. In terms of construction phases, the railway, which is the part which is in Tanzania, 1,219 kilometers, is being constructed in 5 phases or lots. Phase 1, which is Dar-es-alaam, Morogoro, is approximately 300 kilometers. This project was launched in April 2017 and is being constructed by two contractors, Yapi Makezi and Moto Engil Africa. Korean National Railway Operators, Korail, was awarded the contract by Tanzania Railway Rail Assets Holding Company to provide consultancy services for this phase and also for the entire SGR project. The project was expected to be completed in November 2019, but up to date it is not yet complete. It is latest reports indicate that the project is 95% complete. The project is being implemented using internal funds, and with it being almost complete, the test rides are planned for this this month, April, or early May 2022. Phase 2 runs from Morogoro to Makutupora, and it's approximately 422 kilometers. It was launched in March 2018. The construction also is being performed by Yapi Makezi. This section is the longest, with the project expected to cost $1.92 million, equivalent to Tanzania shillings 4.4 trillion. According to an update in their website, Yapi Makezi says they are constructing the project on a turnkey basis comprising of all infrastructure and superstructure works, including technological parts such as electrification and signaling. The total length of the railway is expected to be 422, or is planned to be 422 kilometers, along with facilities such as workshops, depots, siding tracks, among others. The project, which was commissioned on March 14th, 2018, was expected to be completed within 36 months or 3 years. Currently, the project is delayed. It is 82% complete, but it is expected to be completed by December 2022 and start operation. Phase 3 is Makutupora to Tabora, and it's 294 kilometers. The Makutupora-Tabora section includes 294 kilometers main line and 74 kilometers of branch lines with 7 stations along the route, which include Manyoni, Itigi, Tura, Malongwe, Goweko, Igalula, and Tabora. The contract, which is given to ERP Mackenzie, this is the third section that they are constructing, includes construction of a single track line, the signaling and electrification components. The line will be constructed over a period of 46 months with the expectation that it will be completed by October 2025. So it will be interesting to see whether this ERP Mackenzie will complete the project by then, given that they have delayed in other phases. So the laying of the foundation stone was done in April 2022. The cost is expected to be $1.9 billion. This cost will increase the total amount of the investment in the SGR network to 6.3 billion. The fourth phase is Tanzania-Isaka, which is 130 kilometers. Negotiations for this phase are ongoing, and they're expected to be award of tender is expected to be done soon. So it's not known, it's not clear whether ERP Mackenzie again will be given this phase or to go to the Chinese company who are now constructing the fifth phase. It's not also clear why this phase was not done, but the government pushed to phase 5. So it's not yet clear why Mwanza-Isaka phase was prioritized over the Tabora-Isaka route, which is smaller. The phase 5 is Mwanza-Isaka. Section is approximately 341 kilometers. Tanzania has signed a contract for 1.3 billion with China. The injection will cover the construction of the 341 stretch of railway between Mwanza and Isaka dry port. Under the in this agreement, 2 firms will undertake the project: the China Civil Engineering Construction and China Railway Construction companies. So this project is being done by a different contractor. So it will also be interesting to see whether this phase, which covers a distance of 341 kilometers, will be done faster than the other phases, which have already delayed by significantly. The first phase was supposed to be completed in 2019. Now in 2022, as yet the test rides are not yet covered. So what are some of these things that have led to delays in the completion of this project? 2 factors: adverse weather and coronavirus pandemic, are some of the reasons that have delayed the project, especially the trial phase of phase 1, which runs between Dar-es-alaam and Morogoro. Heavy rains have impeded the laying of rails on concrete sleepers throughout the line, causing construction to halt at times. For example, during the heavy rains between 2018 and 1918, engineers took a month or 2 off because they couldn't work. Also, there is delay in delivering of rolling stock. This has delayed the testing of the completed parts of the railway. Rolling stock in the rail transport industry refers to the railway vehicles, including both powered and powered vehicles, for example, locomotives, freight passenger cars, coaches, and non-revenue cars. It is reported that DRC had already ordered rolling stock for the testing commission, and they were intended to enter the country in November last year, but they did not because of COVID-19 issues affecting manufacturers who rely on raw materials from various countries and that are subject to lockdowns which were happening in different parts of the world. Hyundai Rotem of South Korea in July 2021 received the notification of award of the tender for the Tanzania Railway Corporation for the supply of 80 electric trains and 17 electric locomotives for use on this SGR. The electric trains are worth $175 million and the electric locomotives are worth $97 billion. And this brings the total cost of this purchase to between $276 million and $350 million. Delivery for this is expected to be by 2024. It has also been noted that so far ordering of rolling stock will be used once the project is completed, the majority of which is coming from South Korea. Might take longer to be delivered. Some might take even 48 months or longer. So, and hence the delay especially in rolling out the testing of the section which have been completed. SGR rolling stock, which contains 30 coaches in the first phase and 2 locomotives which should be used in the trial process. We have 59 coaches and electrical multiple units in the second phase. Also, the other challenges, especially in connecting the Pugu section to the main SGR in Dar-es-alaam. TRC officials said that they expected this to be completed by the February 2022, and the contractor's train test was to begin coming to the city as per the agreement they had with the contractor. Another challenge is implementation of in the implementation of this project, as pointed out by the TRC officials, include extending the railway line to the port and demolishing some of infrastructure or some industries. There is a requirement in the law that if you to demolish property, there must be compensation. So the tussle between the investors and the government is delaying the process, because the government has to avail money to compensate those who will be affected when buildings are demolished. The officials have said that there is a construction from Ilala to enter the port, and this will take about 8 months at the very least. So this is what is causing delay. And also some sections have not been started. For example, the phase 4, the negotiations are still ongoing, and they are also, although this has not been made public, the government had intended to fund this project using the internal funds, but sometimes it's hard to raise funds of this magnitude to finance such a project. Remember, there are advantages and disadvantages of raising funds using any of the model that is proposed. So it has not been easy for the Tanzanian government to collect revenue, especially during the COVID period, when economic growth slowed down. The government of Tanzania says that they have made some savings in this project, especially as a result of the way they negotiated their contracts. It has disclosed that they have saved trillions of shillings from the contracts and also from the cost negotiations. The director of TRC says the government has saved $613 million, approximately 1.4 trillion, out of contracts and cost negotiations. In Lot 1 or Phase 1 of the project, the government says it saved $266 million. That is up to September 2021. And Lot 2, the government has saved $347.5 million. These savings, according to the government officials, are as a result of excluding clauses of adjustment fees, wages, or other payments to account for fluctuations in the cost of raw materials and or labor. The officials also said that apart from fixing the contracts not to allow cost advancement or variations, the government considered the affordable cost of construction per kilometer. Tanzania is paying an average of $3.39 million per kilometers without task. This is the lowest cost compared to other projects worldwide. Average cost worldwide is $3.5 million. With this cost, Tanzania expects to spend costs of less than 50% in comparison to the countries which they studied during the preliminary phase. It is said that at the beginning of the project, TRC officials visited 9 countries, of which the lowest cost per kilometer was $5.6 million US dollars per kilometer, and in some countries it went even higher than $6 million. So with construction of $3.3 million dollars per kilometer, Tanzania is constructing its railway at half price of what some countries which they are comparing, with which they are studying, constructed their railway. As we have said before, Tanzania Railway, or SGR, will extend to neighboring countries being Rwanda, Burundi, the DRC, and also Uganda. So this is the corridor that it's called the Central Corridor. The other corridor is the Northern Corridor, which passes through Kenya, Uganda, and then to DRC and Rwanda. Tanzania and Burundi have already entered a deal to build the standard gauge railway linking the capital city to the Indian Ocean. The planned SGR line will be 282 kilometers, and it will run from Uvinza in Tanzania, Kigoma region, to Gitega in Burundi, which is the capital. 156 kilometers of the SGR will be built in Tanzania, and Tanzania will finance this, and 126 kilometers will be built in Burundi. The two countries have agreed to jointly finance the project. They have already started seeking finance for the implementation of the project, and it is expected that it will not cost less than $900 million. Once complete, it is hoped that the new railway will replace the old meter gauge railway system to reduce congestion and also decrease freight costs by 40%. The other section is Isaka-Kigali's SGR section. In 2019, the Rwandan government signed a bilateral agreement with Tanzania detailing the mechanism for the construction of the railway project, although the works have not started, and this has been due to shortfall in funds. This line is expected to cost $2.5 billion, with Tanzania paying $1.3 billion and Rwanda $1.2 billion. Rwanda is also expected to incur extra costs because the line needs to be extended to Rubavu, which is near the DRC border. Then DRC will take over and build its part. Feasibility studies for this SGR, which links Tanzania and Rwanda, has already been undertaken. The two countries are now looking for financiers. Among the potential funders which have been mentioned is African Development Bank. The lack of financing is delaying the construction of the 532 Isaka-Kigali SGR, and this is the line that will be extended to DRC. Also, perhaps because the section between Isaka and Rwanda has not been built, perhaps this is why this Rwanda section has not been given priority, because the section that it will connect to from Tanzania is yet to be built. It will be interesting to see how this whole project is implemented. Tanzania has learned from other projects which have been implemented in East Africa, the Kenyan SGR and also Ethiopian SGR, and probably that's why it has avoided some of the mistakes that were done by these two countries. For example, they went for loans from China, and then these countries now are struggling to pay. It will also be interesting to see whether the project will be completed in time. The Kenyan project was completed even before the planned period. It will be interesting to see whether the section that is being built by Chinese contractors will be completed on time as compared to other sections which are being done by AP Mackenzie, which have delayed significantly. So that's Tanzania SGR project. People are waiting for it to start operation, and it will be interesting to see how it will be received. Already people are excited about this new project. In our next video, we'll be comparing Kenya and Tanzania SGR, because there's significant difference in terms of cost, in terms of distance, and other aspects. So we'll be comparing that and see what are the main differences. So thank you for watching this video. Come back and watch more videos that we have done on this topic, and also in other topics. Again, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Let us get your views about this project and other videos that you have done. Also, do not forget to click on notification bell so that whenever you upload a new video, you are notified. So thank you.